how's it going tonight? We're back on my single player world here for the update video tonight because the server hasn't been updated yet. This is actually two updates in one. He put out a second update with a couple fixes. First is he think he improved something in the render. So rendering should be a little better now, and there was a crash when mining certain blocks, and that has been fixed as well. I haven't gone through the log from the development chat to see exactly what blocks it was, but as long as you update, it shouldn't give you a problem. I haven't had any issues mining blocks that crashes me, but maybe it was from 1.017 that the block was an issue. Anyways, the main updates are for 60107, and as you can see, one of them is bronze now at least has a little bit better color. It now at least looks like it was made with copper. It's a duller bronze color, but it's better than what it was, and I don't really have a problem with it. It's just different, so it's going to take a little while to get used to it, but that's the way it works. And let's see, do I have any browns over here? Yes, I do. So this is what the ingot looks like. Actually looks like, bronze, not a sick, pale Ingvar Electrum mix. Another one that got changed that I apologize for already is your platinum lighter will now be called a shiny lighter, because I was trying to make fun of Greg for making platinum look like shiny metal from thermal expansion, and he decided to name it a shiny lighter. I hate it when shit backfires on me like that. Okay, he removed several useless null checks in his OR dictionary code, which hopefully is making things load faster and load up in NEI better and quicker. Galvanized steel is needed for tier 2 machines now, electrical machines. Stainless is now tier 3, and everything else has been moved back. Now, the only kind of issue I have with that one is you need this to make your galvanized, which needs stainless steel to make it. So, not sure why galvanized will be tier 2 when you need tier 3 to make it. And in doing so, that means that all of the machines that are MV will now magically be changed over to being made out of galvanized rather than stainless. But you put in some kind of steel and you get out steel, and you need molten zinc in it. Now, I'm not real sure why he's using galvanized steel rather than galvanized iron, or why he didn't add both, but it's galvanized steel, so that's how you make it, is in this bath. It's basically a chemical bath, and we'll get to talking about it in a minute. To make the molten stuff, there's now a smelter, because if you remember correctly from a while back, we had already talked about that the crucible does not have any molten material in it. It is actually just the material with a different data on it, not molten. Which again, I don't quite agree with, but this is the way Greg does it, so I I guess it's the way it's going to be. To me, I would much rather make the molten zinc in the crucible and pipe it out into the chemical bath, but it's not the way we do it, so that's not the way we do it. Alright, so let's see. He added a slightly cheaper wooden variety of Gregtech chests. They are just less blast resistant than the all metal ones. These are the wooden variety here. So it uses a chest and then rods and rings to make it. Same for every other material. So you can make chests cheaper this way than making these, which I'm going to replace my wooden chests with. I wasn't using the metal ones because I hadn't gotten enough metal at the time to really see a use for it, and I don't blow up a whole lot of things to need the more reinforced ones. But now that I can do that, I'm going to upgrade my chest to metal ones. They are the same size as the other ones. They're still a double chest. The only difference is, the way they look and the less blast resistant and amount of material to do it. Let's see. Various circuits and recipes for them have been added. So let's look these up here. I can't spell again today. Why can I never spell? And I can't hit the right button either, apparently. Alright, why in the heck are these showing up? Okay, so electrical circuit, you can... Oh, this is his new circuit. Okay, so these are his circuits. So completely new texture for them. I kind of like them. Look awesome. Alright, so you're going to start with a circuit board, which is silicon dioxide smelted into the board. Or you can use a press with a plastic sheet and silicon dioxide. I'm hoping that once plastic gets put in, that the smelting recipe will disappear, but that's currently the way it is. Otherwise, it would make no sense to use plastic and silicon dioxide to do it. And then you have your circuit board basic, which is the circuit plate, which is made in the press with your board and circuitry wiring. The wiring is right now being made with fine wire cut. I don't know if he's going to actually put in a machine to do this later on or not, but currently this is the way you do it. And then your basic board is, you can use any plate from any level. The only thing that matters is the part that you put on it. So then the part is going to be in the press with 9 wires, redstone, and 9 tiny silicone plates, and you cut your silicone into 8 of them. Or you can use your cutter as well. And then you're going to have the advanced, which is advanced parts, which are fine gold wire, fine signalium wire, and a tiny silicone plate to make one of those. You have good, which I guess is before the advanced, which is fine copper wire, red alloy wire, and a tiny redstone alloy plate, which again is cutting a redstone alloy plate. So you got good, advanced, and then elite, which is going to be fine gold wire, fine signalium wire, and the red alloy. And then you have your master, which is platinum wire, signalium wire, and the tiny silicon plate. Ultimate, and that one's going to be platinum, signalium, and tiny red alloy. Wait a minute. Okay, so the only difference between the ultimate, wait a minute. Hold on a minute here. Master part, platinum, signalium, silicone. Oh, okay, it uses the red alloy instead of silicone. And then you have magic, which these are only going to be used for certain magical type things, I guess, which is going to be mithril, signalium, redstone, enderium, which will be enderium, signalium, and red alloy. A signalium one, which is signalium, tiny redstone, and tiny red alloy plate. Buildcraft redstone, so there is redstone chipsets and things like that. Varieties. So you have Buildcraft redstone, iron, gold, diamond, ender, quartz, comparator, and emerald. And let's see, we have redstone chipsets with your circuit plate signalium to make that one. The iron is going to be iron chipsets and a signalium plate, which I still need to look up all these different wires for plates, which should just be the fine wire on them. Then you have a golden set, a diamond set, pulsating chipset, and these are all on signalium plates. You have your quartz one, your redstone comparator chipset, and these can also be made in the press as well, instead of having to use the Buildcraft assembly table. And you have quartz and emerald. And then this is the power module that is basically the HSL chipset. So it uses the base panel from Rotary Craft and gold circuitry wire. Again, just gold fine wire. And then this is the actual circuit, which is the circuit plate with the parts, which is a tiny ender eye plate, tiny redstone, and a silicon plate. Then we have, this is the regular circuit, the good circuit, and these have to be put into the bath with either lead, soldering alloy, or tin, and it's 144 of each this time. So that's the way to actually create the board, is to put the parts on it. So you make the parts in the press, that makes the actual board, and then you put the board in the bath, and that makes the actual circuit itself. And then that is used now in machines. So a lot of the machines might have changed. I'm guessing only the electrolyzer at the moment. That's the only one I can remember that actually took circuits. So the LV doesn't. Okay, it doesn't take circuits either. Okay. I know that the automatic thing took a circuit, so yeah, that's now going to use either the IC2 circuit or the basic circuit. Let's see. This is the, oh, the canning machine is what used it. Okay. And then you can use it as integrated. You can use it for all these different IC2 things. And that looks like it's about it. It's just the IC2 stuff or the canning machine. None of the other machines use it. I thought the electrolyzer would use it, but I guess I was wrong. And then, let's see. These are the Buildcraft ones that, again, you just throw them in the bath. And it looks like some of them will not use tin or lead. It has to be soldering alloy. And soldering alloy is going to be made probably in the smeltery with tin and antimony, same as before, 9-to-1, and you get your 10 ingots. Alright, so now next thing is the press is back, which we've already talked about, except for how to make. So we're going to look this up. All this RF tool stuff out of the way here. And actually, I think he did it again. I do believe it's called a forming press. I don't know why we always have to have the wrong name. A roll former. That's not it. We've already had that. What in the heck did he call this thing? The press. I put in press. We have compressor. Oh, it's just called a press now. Huh. Okay, so it's going to be double bronze, a bronze machine, and then a rod and a spring. And that's going to come in the 4 flavors here: bronze, steel, titanium, and tungsten steel. Alright. So not real difficult on making them, which is good since they're going to be needed pretty early on. It uses kinetic units, so it's going to need a engine, either steam engine or electrical engine, to power it. And items go in the left, fluids go in the top, items come out the right. So it will be a side-by-side type thing like this for items. And then fluid will go in the top. Let's see, the chemical bath, which we already looked at. And then the smelter. And I do know that he said that some of the metals do not have a molten variety yet because they're not really needed for anything. So to make the tungsten, or to make the smelter, you have to get to a tungsten crucible. So it will take a crucible to make it, and the highest level that's made with regular material, which is the tungsten, and then it will use a machine casing of one of the 4 flavors here: steel, Ingvar, titanium, or tungsten, and then fluid pipes of the same material. So steel, Ingvar, titanium, and tungsten. Your 2 double copper plates and 2 bricks. This is a heated machine, so it uses heat units. So you're going to either use a burning box with it or a heater, and it's 32, 128, 512, or the 2000. So that gives us a couple new machines that we need to get built pretty soon. And that is what's in the changelog. Now there is also these pills that were added. You have the empty wax pill, which is just a placebo, does absolutely nothing. You have mint powder and the empty wax pill, which will make a peppermint. And the mint stuff, I don't know if he actually has added anything to make that yet, because it looks like it comes from a crop only, which it should. Plant wax, beeswax, any kind of wax, and a bottle shape is how you make your pill in the extruder. Let's see what other pills we have here. We have a spice leaf and an empty pill bottle will make your blue pill, which will ignore the nausea, I guess. Then you have your carrot and a empty pill bottle, which will make the red pill, which will open your eyes to the truth. And let's see, then you have iodine dust, and that makes your rat away. So this will cure radiation. Now, I have no idea. I'm going to have to test this eventually, if this will work with the rotary craft radiation or just the IC2 radiation. Because from what I've heard, the radiation from reactor craft is pretty intense, so it would be nice if this actually worked. But there's a couple pills that he added. Nice little red and blue pill thing here for those of you that know what movie that came from. And that is what I know of the update. One of the guys that watches and comments every now and then, Joel, was talking about making a more comprehensive changelog for everybody. And I really hope that he does. Anybody that's interested in helping with doing so, let him know. You can find his comments in a lot of my videos. I will see if, as soon as I get a link for it, I will put it in my comments as well, and then you guys can get a hold of him from there. But that'll add a lot of the changes that Greg adds that he just kind of talks about in the development thing, not everything that not just the things he puts in the changelog, which he considers significant changes, but all the little things that get changed. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope Joel actually finds a good place to host it from and gets that up before next month's changes. Because last month, as y'all might have realized, I had to make 2 updates because I forgot that new Crucible that I was actually waiting on to be made, and I forgot to mention it because it wasn't in the changelog. But that is it. That's your update video for today. Hopefully I didn't miss anything that changed. If so, I'll mention it in my next video or when I figure out I missed it. And we will be back to actually building some stuff either here or on the server tomorrow. Whichever place it is, it's probably going to be making the chemical bath and the smelter. If it's here, I got to get to work and get my crucible over here up to tungsten, because currently I'm still at vanadium. I've been working on getting neodymium done so I can make the neodymium titanium, but it's kind of a long process. I got to get tantalum. That's what it is. This right here, tantalum, is the easiest way I found to make it. You get neodymium off of it as you process it. So that's the way I'm going about it right now. And I've got a nice vein of it down there. Just got to get some more mined up and crushed and all that good stuff. So that's probably what I'm going to be working on here on the server. I'm already up to titanium or tungsten, so it won't be a problem. But that's it. Have a good one. I will see you guys next time.